So it is now October, and for me and for a great many people out there, that means it is time to start preparing for National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo. Now this video is for people who are less familiar with NaNoWriMo, so I'm going to talk a bit about what it is and my own experience with it and why I and other people do it. National Novel Writing Month is basically an internet-based challenge. There's a link to the website below this video, and quite simply the object is to write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days from the 1st of November to the 30th of November, so that's an average of 1,667 words per day. And it can be any genre of fiction that you like, even fan fiction. And it was first invented in 1999 with only 21 people taking part, and since then it's grown to hundreds of thousands of people from all over the world. Now, I first found out about NaNoWriMo in 2009, and in the years before then I had dabbled a bit in various bits of fiction, including fan fiction, and it was all terrible. And I'd accepted by then I can't write fiction, so I just devoted myself to other things. But then I found out about this project and the idea of quantity, not quality. It's all about just getting the words on paper, because 50,000 words of rubbish is a lot easier to edit than a blank page. I'd basically been afraid to write because I wasn't very good, but this was just giving you permission to not be very good. It's all about creating the first draft. At that point, November was still a little way off, so I did a little practice novel instead, 50,000 words of this idea I'd had for a little while. That ended up taking me 4 months to write the 50,000 words of this fantasy novel, but I was very pleased because it was the first time I've actually written something that long and that complete. So in November I went and did NaNoWriMo for the first time, doing a sequel to the story I'd already written, and I actually managed to complete it, get the 50,000 words. And I've carried on doing it every year since then. It's been 3 fantasy novels, 2 historical novels, a vampire novel, a fan fiction, and a kind of urban fantasy. And some years have been harder than others, but I've managed to hit the 50,000 word target every year so far, which I'm very proud of. This year, by the way, is going to be another historical novel set in the Russian Revolution. It's kind of a follow-up to the one I did last year with the same protagonist. So I've already started my historical research for that. So a lot of the time when you try to describe NaNoWriMo to people saying it's about doing a 50,000 word novel in 1 month, they're like, wow, that must be hard work. And yeah, it is hard work, even if you've done it a few times before. Just making sure you get the time in every day and managing that, and actually the work of putting the words down. It's you have good days and you have bad days, but that is what makes it rewarding, and it is a great feeling when you actually finish. So there are a few different reasons as to why I personally do NaNoWriMo, aside from the fact that I've done it for so long now I can't imagine not doing it in November. An obvious reason is I enjoy writing. I may not enjoy it every day, but it is fun overall. And then there's the reason I started it in the first place that I talked about, that it actually allows you to take some idea you might have if you've just been playing with the idea of writing a novel, to actually do it without having to worry about the quality right away. So just get that idea out of your head and turn it into a real thing on a document. So if you thought that writing a novel is something you might like to do and you just never got around to it, I would certainly recommend that you use NaNoWriMo as an opportunity. If you already have experience with writing, I think NaNoWriMo is a great opportunity to experiment, to maybe try a different genre that you haven't done before, to try different writing styles or little ideas or approaches to writing. Because ultimately you're not under pressure, you're just competing against yourself. And I personally do my most prolific writing under NaNoWriMo. I sometimes struggle to write during the rest of the year, but I find that with NaNoWriMo giving me a target and the opportunity to put a synopsis for this novel on the website and say I'm going to be doing this, that gives me real motivation to actually get it done. And also NaNoWriMo isn't just about the writing. There is a social side to it as well. On the website there are forums where you can discuss things with people, and you can sign up for a region based on where you live, and they may organise events and write-ins where you can go along and meet other people and write alongside them. And I've personally made some really great friends from doing NaNoWriMo. So this month I'm planning on doing a few more videos about NaNoWriMo and the preparation for it, from having an idea to start off with, to planning what you're going to do, to then actual tips for when November comes and you're actually doing it. So keep an eye out for those, and I'll see you soon.